Okay, so first of all, of course, welcome to everyone. If it's the first time that you listen to a presentation, extra welcome. If you are already an existing member, I hope that you will learn something new from this presentation also. We will also have a shortcut, not a shortcut, but some minutes after the presentation with the members, where we will go through some of the news for this week. And if you are a guest, you are more than welcome to stay and listen, but there is no obligation to do it, of course. So let's start directly. This is the meeting agenda for today. And of course, what you see is what you get. We will give you a presentation about an amazing company that you have probably heard some information about. If you are a guest, that is the reason why you are inside this Zoom meeting. And we will also tell you about how you can profit and make money with this business if you want to. There is different options. Then we take a short break, not even 3 minutes. And after that, we will go through the news that we have this week. But first of all, why are we here? Yeah, one reason is, of course, or the main reason is because someone has told you about Cloud Horizon, the company we will tell you about. But the main reason to why we are all inside this call is because we care about the environment. And we know, most of us, that the plastic pollution is one of the biggest problems we face today. And maybe you are like me. When I heard about this company, it was in December last year, I had also seen all these pictures on social media with oceans full of plastic, but I could not really relate to it, because when I look out of the window from my window here in Sweden, I don't see all this plastic. So when I saw the pictures, I of course felt bad about it, but I did not know how huge the problem was, because I thought that, yeah, in Sweden we are very good at recycling our plastic, and we are good at recycling our plastic, but still there is a lot of plastic from Sweden that actually also ends up in other countries. So we are responsible, all of us, to the plastic pollution. And the reason is because we are all using plastic every day. Plastic is a good material. It's cheap and it's strong and so on. So we cannot just take away all the plastic one day to another. But there is already so much plastic outside there, and this is the biggest problem. What can we do with the plastic that we have around us, even if we don't see it here in Sweden? So this is the main problem. Okay, so the disaster we have with the plastic, we will tell you more about, because maybe you are like I was. I did not have all the knowledge, and you will not have all the knowledge after this presentation either, but you will probably have more knowledge than before. And we will also tell you about how our business plan is working, how you can take part. You can do a lot if you want, you can do less if you want, but you will, whatever you choose to do, you will do something to fight the plastic pollution. So the plastic pollution threat, we can see it in the lands, the landfills. We see most pictures, I think, from the oceans and the sea. But we also have the plastic pollution in the air. And as I said, in December, when I first got in contact with this company, I also saw this, but I did not put so much time to really look into the problem. Today, only 8 months later, we see this even more every day in the newspapers, in the social media, at the television, the news at the television. And here you can see also from the UN that also speaks a lot about the plastic problem. We can also see it from National Geographic, and this is really, I would say, a strong quote, but the text: "We made plastic, we depend on it, and now we are drowning in it." We also see it from the Washington Post. So it's all over the world. It's not only in Asia or only in Europe, it's everywhere. And we also can see that this is from America. I don't know the GQ where this newspaper is from actually. Global Citizen, UK, flooding uncovers shocking scenes of plastic pollution. We have it in Australia, in the oceans. Now we see it also connected to the oceans. And this is also a huge problem, not only for the environment, it's a huge, huge problem for the animals living inside the oceans, around the oceans, and close to the landfills where this plastic are hidden. And even you have probably seen this picture with the turtles with the straws in their nose and so on. And the worst thing with this is that many animals, they mistake plastic and microplastic for food. So they even feed their babies, their animal babies, with plastic instead of the right food. And of course, they die from this. And many people, I think, saw also the big whale. I think it has been 3 big whales around the Italy coast that ended up in the land, and the stomach was full of plastic. So the whale actually starved to death because there is no you cannot live on plastic. And it's the same thing when it comes to wherever we are in the world. But also in the air, we have the plastic pollution. When you burn plastic, the pollution also goes up in the air. And we will explain a little bit more also about the air pollution connected to the plastic. And here you can also see. So when it comes also to the plastic, it comes closer and closer to us. The latest research shows even that in average, each person eats up to 1 credit card every week in microplastic. Not eat like this, of course, but with the food and with the drinks and so on, we get it inside us. 1 credit card every week. That is a big amount of plastic. So we have a huge, huge problem. I think you can all agree about that. So there is a crisis, there is a threat, there is a disaster. And who is then responsible for the plastic pollution? And who is responsible to do something about it? Yeah, as I said in the beginning, we are all a part of the plastic pollution. And we can also all do something. I think one of the reasons why I didn't do more when I saw this picture before I had any knowledge about it was because when we see pictures that are really awful, it can be about a plastic pollution, it can be with starving kids and starving children from other countries and so on. You don't really know what you can do. You don't have a solution for it. Yeah, maybe you can send some money to a foundation or something, but you don't really know what you can help doing. In this case, we have this solution, and we will tell you about this solution, and that makes a totally different change for what we can do. So there is a global crisis, and this one is not only hurting the planet, the environment, it's also hurting us and the animals and everyone that lives on the planet. And if we don't do anything about how much plastic we produce and use, by the end of 2050, we can top up by 12 billion tons of plastic. And 12 billion tons, when we say it like this, is really hard to to see 12 billion tons. But if you just think about how much weight is it in one plastic bag, it's very, very light. So if we see to how much 8.3 billion tons of plastic, because that is what right now exists at our planet. You can compare that with 822,000 Tour Eiffel, and that is a big building. 822,000 of these is the same weight as the plastic we have right now in our planet. Or 25,000 Empire State Buildings, or 80 million blue whales. 80 million blue whales. Their weight is the same as all the plastic we have right now, or 1 billion elephants. So it's a huge amount of plastic out there. And what have then been the solutions so far for this 8.3 billion tons of plastic that we have right now? Yeah, this is a solution for many people, or mostly I think it's because it's a lack of knowledge. We see a lot of beaches that have a lot of plastic at the beach side. And then there is really, really amazing people coming there and picking up this plastic and work day and night to really clean up these beaches. The thing is that when they have collected all this plastic, yeah, it looks great for the eye. It looks much better to look at this beach. But where is this plastic going after? Most often it's going back in the oceans, or it's moved and dig down in the landfills instead. So it's actually not taking away the plastic, it's just moving the problem. Some other of the solutions have been recycling. Like I thought in Sweden, I thought we recycled most of our plastic. 9% of this 8.3 billion tons have been recycled. 12% is incinerated. That means that it has been burned for energy, for example, or for other use. But we also know when we burn plastic, there is going out poison in the air. So that is not a good option, or that is not a solution either. And most of this plastic is still out in our environment, mostly in big, big landfills. That is 1 kilometer each side. And the plastic you see above the landfill is a small amount. Most of the plastic is dig down deep, deep, deep down in these landfills. So that is really not a solution. It's really not a sustainable solution. You cannot get rid of all these 8 billion tons of plastic using the solutions we have so far. But then, of course, that is why you are in this call. We have a real, we have a sustainable, and we have a measurable solution. And everyone can take part in this solution. And that is also the reason why you are inside this call. And how can that happen? Yeah, there is a company in Thailand, Sepco Industries. This company is not new. It has been there for almost 18 years. They started 2003. And this company has developed a technology that they have done a lot of research and also development for during these years. 15 years ago, the first polypetron came. And what is a polypetron? A polypetron is a magic box in my eyes, but it's a machine. So the first polypetron could take care about a small amount of plastic and not only take away this plastic. Imagine you put in plastic in a magic box and the plastic disappears. That should be amazing, right? But not only this, on the other side, something else comes out. the biggest commodity we have in our world today, oil. And not any oil. It's a high advanced bio oil. And that means that there is much less of the bad stuff inside this oil. And you have also a 100% environment friendly procedure. Today, 15 years later, these magic boxes can take 20,000 kilos of plastic every day, each machine. 45 minutes later, on the other side, you get between 15 up now to 18,000 liters of advanced biofuel. And this advanced biofuel is the kind of fuel that, for example, European Union from year 2021 has regulated that it must contain all fuel, all oil, all that the gasoline's cell needs to contain minimum 10% of biofuel. And our biofuel is advanced biofuel, because some of you are maybe more technical than I am. And then you also know that biofuel usually comes from something biological, and plastic is not biological. But European Union decided, because there is such a demand for this biofuel, to put in an extra clausule, or what you say in English, and that is advanced biofuel that is coming from plastic. So this fuel is cleaner than regular oil that you take up from the ground, for example, and it less contains of sulfates, for example. And as I said, the procedure is closed, so you can stand beside this polypetron 5, this magic box. You don't smell anything from the procedure in itself, and it is not polluting the air at all. So this is what Sepco Industries has done. So of course, 20,000 kilos of plastic each day, it will take years and years before these 8 billion tons are gone. But we need a lot of these polypetron 5. And that is also the mission for Sepco, to get as many polypetrons out over the whole planet and all the countries, to take care about the plastic in each country and turn it into advanced biofuel. So this sounds great, of course, but what does it have to do with me? Maybe you're asking yourself this right now. How can you do something? You are not in the oil industry, and you are not the one that is collecting the plastic. Totally right. But there is another company, Cloud Horizon, and this company has a mission, and that is to fight the plastic pollution in collaboration with Sepco Industries, in collaboration with the company that has this technology and already has these polypetrons out in the world. This company is not new either. It's actually started 2013 as an investment company. The new part for this company is the network marketing division. And that was started in December last year. And the reason to that is to make possible for everyone, not only the one with a lot of money that can buy these units themselves. No, to get it down for everyone to take part and everyone to do something about at least their own plastic pollution. They started the network marketing division. And how then is it possible that we can take part? The CEO of Cloud Horizon and the CEO of Sepco Industries made an agreement the 18th of December last year. That contract is to start with 50 units, meaning that Cloud Horizon will finance 50 polypetron 5 around the world. Okay? And how is that possible? Yeah, by the net profit coming into Cloud Horizon. And Sanja will tell you later how Cloud Horizon will get this net profit. with 100% net profit directly going into Sepco for financing to start with 50 plants. And this agreement was written in December, as I said. Already the 14th of June, the first Cloud Horizon polypetron was up and running. So the first financed polypetron from the members of Cloud Horizon was running. And as you can see down there, you can follow this because everything is very transparent on eltronx.info. This is taken from today. So our first unit has already taken away more than 1,360,000 kilos of plastic with one unit running for 10 weeks. And over 800,000 liters of this advanced biofuel has come out from this plastic. That is with one unit. Within a few days, our second unit will come. So now the net profit has come in and the Cloud Horizon members has financed the second polypetron. And that means that we can take away double amount of plastic every day and get out double amount of the fuel every day. So this sounds also good, right? But how can you then take part of it? What are you going to do? What can you do? And this Sanja will explain for you now. So I will leave it over to Sanja. I will just make you host for Sanja.
Thank you. Thank you, Lotta.
Let's see. Okay, Sanja, now you are host.
Great. So basically, once again,
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You can hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, just a second. They want you to continue. This will stop others. Continue. Wait a minute. Lotta. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Lotta, I cannot move the slides. Will you move the slides? The slides I cannot.
Okay, I move them for you.
Okay. Yes, once again, thank you. My name is Sanja Veselic, and I will shortly explain basically how we can take part of it. What I like about this company is that they understand the steps which needs to be to really become really global company. And one of these things is that you need to be online. You know, maybe in the past, there was a strong influencer who put 200, 300 people in the room. But now, because we are so strong online connected, it's basically, you can see people who are very, very young and they have on the internet, on YouTube, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million followers. So of course we couldn't ignore that. And of course what they did, the company decided to do CH media. So let's say normal person, when they get excited, usually they say to 1 or 3 person. But with CH media, it will help us to basically speed up our business. That means we will be able to connect 500 people, which means because we will be able to be connected on Facebook, on Twitter, and so on. So this is something which will really, really help us to speed up our business. That's why I'm really looking forward to that. Now, of course, how will people be part of that? In the CCW, some people will see that when we are promoting the business and so on, and they will say, wow, that's interesting. You know, I want to be follower. That means the person sign up and observe how the things are going, getting more information, and that's fine with that. Because a lot of these followers, when they will see, wow, we are building the plants are really producing the fuel and so on, when they will understand the facts, they will say, wait a minute, I don't want to be only follower, I want to be a supporter. A supporter is a person who basically decides to purchase the package for himself. Why? Because he realized that he can profit on that investment and help environment to become better and cleaner. And then some of these people will say, okay, I don't want to be only a supporter. Why, if I see a healthy project, and if I see potential project, and if I see that this is really so many win-win stories, why to be only a supporter and buy a package where I can become influencer? That means that I decide to build a team and of course profit of that, and even more help the environment to get cleaner. And of course, for the people who want to be influencer, this is something what I want to say. The business license is 95 euros. First year is 95 euros, and then it's basically 60 euros. This is important for the people who want to benefit from their team to really buy this business license. Okay, so as I already mentioned, this is just to went quickly through. Doesn't matter, no matter in which way you participate, you will help lead the battle to clean up our planet. Whether you want to be follower, supporter, influencer, of course, everything is very, very, very welcome. And how is the thing? What we are doing? Basically, when we buy the package, 100% of net profit goes for financing the plants. And this is something what is really important. Why we profit on our investment is because we are investing into something which is creating the value. I will just give a short introduction. It's not only, as Lotta explained already very well, it would be already amazing if we had a technology which only make this plastic waste disappear. Because of course I have 2 kids, I don't want they eat the plastic, 1 credit card per week. So even that would be genius, that we would actually remove 20,000 kilograms of plastic every day. But here is the story different. We are not just removing this plastic, but we are actually turning it into bio-advanced fuel. And just sometimes when somebody say, well, wait a minute, I can profit on investment and I don't need to do anything as a customer. Yes, and I will explain, of course, if you want to be just a customer, yes. And I will explain why, because it's when, I will just give you a short example, okay, to more give to the real, to the real business, that you see real business behind it. One plant, the 20,000 kilograms of plastic waste change into 18,000 liters of bio-advanced fuel. 1 liter of this fuel they sell for 50 cents. That means they are making 9,000 euros turnover per day with one plant, approximately, okay? Which means that in 1 month, 30 days, let's say example, 1 month, one plant is making 270,000 turnover per month. If we have 2, then it's already 500,000. So of course we are rewarded as a customer because we basically help to finance these plants which are creating the value. I think this is very, it makes sense. So when a lot of time when what we are buying in the package, later I will also explain that we cannot, this was the thing when in the beginning I didn't understand. And because I didn't understand this thing, I started 4 months later. So that's why I would like to explain very well what we are actually buying. We cannot sell tokens. I will also explain why I see huge value in tokens, but we cannot sell tokens because it's not legal. To be legally accepted, compliant in all around the countries, we basically can sell real products and we give tokens for free as a gift for the same amount. This we had to do to be legally compliant in all countries around the world. So now is the thing, what we are actually buying, we are buying something what we really use. So that means we are buying cheaper holidays, we actually are buying also the products which we are buying is also, so basically cheaper holidays, we are local stores, we can get cheaper restaurants and so on. So basically we are really buying real products. Okay, thanks. So the second thing is like, okay, we are buying basically, as I said, cheaper holidays, cheaper than if we would buy it, it's much cheaper than we would buy it, let's say, ourselves directly. So that means that's something what we use. We can use it in 2 years, 1 to 2 years, depends on the package. And on top of it, we get tokens, which we see a huge value. But the second thing what we also get is basically cashback. So can you imagine now, a lot of you know yourself, and you know how many people are spending in 1 year. They are going to AliExpress, eBay, Tesco, Avis. So basically we connected to CCW platform, which has 10,000 stores around the world and more than 10 million members. So now can you imagine that in 1 year, how much you spent on some AliExpress or eBay or Tesco, on thousands more stores. If you do the same step, the same stores, you just go through the CCW, what will happen? You will get some cashback. And I think it's nothing wrong with that. If in 1 year you get, few percent more, it's nothing wrong if you see in 1 year how much you spent on online stores. And if you get 3, 4, 2% back, I think that's all fine with that. As I already mentioned, the business license, yes, this is very, very important, because to mention again, if you want to build a team, we have every week commission, every week from Friday till on Saturday. And it's very important that a person who basically is building a team and doesn't have a business license, it will not profit out of his team. That's why it's really important. I would say it's a small investment for the business comparing to other businesses, how much you need to invest. Okay, next. In the end, we will also answer the questions. Okay, I will check the questions so that we are not losing time, but I can see that some people are writing. So in the end, we will take time and answer all the questions. Okay, so influencer gain access to, as I already said, a smart marketing tool campaigns. This is something what I'm really, really looking forward, because can you imagine that you basically you will have your own platform, which basically you will be able to post it on. You can also be able to personalize it, and you will be able to post it on Twitter, on Facebook, and so on. So that you don't need to run after. This is like, I would say, modern marketing. You don't need to run after people, but basically with a nice post, people will find you. And this is something what is really, really powerful. Want to have a greater impact, become as an influencer. Okay, as I already mentioned, the first year is 95 euros and the next year is 60 euros for the business license. Okay, thanks Lotta. So it's something is when we buy the package, we get also, let's say, of course, as I already mentioned, we get cheaper holidays and so on, but we don't get only cheaper holidays. We also get free promotional tokens. And this is example, €1, 1 FPT is €1, which means, example, for 165 euros, we get 165 free promotional tokens. Of course, if there is a bigger package for 7,500 free promotional tokens, for 7,500 euros package, we get also 7,500 free promotional tokens. And this is something what I see a very huge value in that. Mm-hmm. Okay, extra. So now we have one special offer, which I always say it's amazing. And this is normally for 165 euros, we get 165 FPTs. In this case, we get 50% extra on every package. So that means, example, on 165 euro package, I don't get only 165 FPTs, but I get now 50% more, which is 247.5 FPTs. Not bad if for this deal, I say, if we get 50% extra on top of it. So this is very generous offer, which I'm really happy. Okay, so now when we are talking about, of course, I will not explain everything now. In this presentation, we cannot explain all the details. That's why I'm really hoping that you write down the questions and we will give you all the answers, okay? Of course, in the short presentation, that's not possible. But I would like to tell a few things so that it becomes more logical. When we see these free promotional tokens are like advertising points. We see it in the back office. But what is the thing? When we redeem it in our own wallet, I love because this company doesn't have then control over your tokens. You are the only person who has control over your own tokens. Why? Because you put your tokens, when you redeem it, you put it into your own personal wallet, which means, I will just give short example, €1 is 1 FPT. But when you redeem it, you get Orientum Plus. And this is something what I see a huge value. In the beginning, it started 1 FPT for Orientum Plus was the value €0.02. Now it's €0.0275. Why? Because we already have one plant which is producing profit. So now when somebody asks me, I would like to calculate, I always say, make it simple. Every time when you get a package, just calculate, you get 50% extra. And then that means you divide that with actual price. This is 0.0275, and then you know how much Orientum Plus you get. And this is something what I see a huge value in that. Why? Because as I already said, more plants we have, what I love about this business is basically token is directly connected to the real value. What that means, more plants we have, more fuel we can sell, and the value of token grows. Of course, there is more details, which I would recommend one video, but this is something to understand. More plants we have, more fuel we can sell, and my token is more valuable. And now, when it started, it was 0.02. With 50 plants, is estimated value 0.25. And this is something why can already a person who is a customer can profit approximately 12 times more. Why? Because the Cloud Horizon is investing into something which is creating the value. Okay, so as I already said, FPTs, when we see in the back office, we redeem it. When we redeem it in our own wallet, we get Orientum Plus. And Orientum Plus, as I said, I see a huge value because it's connected to the amount of selling the fuel. And this is something what I saw a real business behind that. You see, it's one thing what was very interesting for me. Yes, thank you, Lotta. That circle, when I really understood this circle, I understood why we are so different than any other crypto MLM. Because of course everybody say, oh, we are the best, we are top, great, but give me some facts. And what I loved about this was basically the price. I can sell 1,000 packages. The price will be the same. It doesn't go, I can sell 1,000 packages, that nothing changed. The price doesn't change over Orientum Plus. Price of value of Orientum Plus change with building the plans. And this is something what I really love. It's basically connected to external economy. The company is getting money from external economy. And I will explain this circle. And in this circle was the thing which I really felt safe. And I said, wow, I really want to be part of that. So as you already saw in the beginning, Cloud Horizon and SEPCO signed up a deal for 50 plants. That means that whenever they sell the fuel, it needs to go into this circle. So SEPCO, let's say there is oil company. Oil company wants to have our fuel. Why? Well, because this is not a normal fuel. This fuel twice less pollutes the environment. This is let's say the countries are already, I will just give a little bit bigger picture. The countries are giving penalties and standards, the countries needs to have better fuel to have less pollution and so on, the standards, but they are not giving the solutions. So there are not so many suppliers as is demand. What that means? How much plants we will have, how much fuel we will be able to produce, that much fuel we will be able to sell. And this is important. So I will go back to this circle. Oil companies want to have the fuel. They will pay normally, euros, dollars, Thai bahts, whatever it is, the fiat currency. But when SEPCO seller gets this money, gets this fiat currency, he needs to buy it from us. That means from us who wants to sell it through electronics exchange. That means we get the money and the SEPCO gets Orientum Plus. And then he relieves fuel to the oil company. And what was genius here? It was genius here that we are basically getting money from real economy. And this was something when, when somebody say, oh, but I have already 1 million tokens and I don't know what to do with them. Yeah, exactly. It's not a problem that the person has 1 million tokens. The problem is that nobody wants them. And if nobody wants them, that means the tokens are useless. And here is the situation totally different. Why? Because these tokens are connected to amount of fuel. That means we have limited amount of tokens, and the producement of fuel, more plants we produce, more we can sell. And this is something what I really understood, and I wanted to be part of that project. Okay. What I also liked is when we get Cloud Horizon is the only company in the world that is able to award its members more than ever its gross revenue. And this is something what I really liked. You see, for every euro you get, you also get 1 FPT. So that means for every 100 euros commission, you also get 100 FPTs. But now, as I said, because redeem rate is very low, that means you get a lot of Orientum Plus. So I personally, of course, when I bought in the beginning, when I bought the package, I got for this package the same amount FPTs. But if I see now, when I was building the team and everything, that means I got much, much more FPTs. And I personally, let's be honest, if you get 1,000 euros cash commission and you get 1,000 FPTs, euro will not change much. That will not grow much. But FPTs, when I redeem them into Orientum Plus, I see a huge value with building the plans. So I see much, much more profit into FPTs than, of course, in the commission. Again, I'm talking about growing. Okay, this is also something what I already mentioned is, but I will maybe say something. So this I already said. Let's say example, I signed a Lotta, which unfortunately is not possible already, but let's say if I signed a Lotta, I get 12% cash and 12% FPTs. Now we have one promotion that we get. So basically for 100 euro cash, I get, let's say, 100 FPTs. Now we have one promotion, which basically I get 12% cash on my direct, but I get 18% of FPTs. That means I'm also awarded now, not only for the people who buy the package, but also for recruiting. I signed up Lotta, I also get more FPTs. This is which is also some nice promotion. But of course, if I decide to build a team, I'm awarded also from the whole team. And this is something also didn't change. For every 100 euros I get, for every 100 I also get FPTs. But I will say maybe one thing which I can see, it's not about, when somebody wants to be influencer, that means if he wants to build a team, whether he has the skills or doesn't have the skills, what you need to have good story to tell, that people feel like the people feel excitement. And here is something why it goes so fast. And one thing is also when basically it's not only gaining money for yourself, it's not only gaining money for your team, but we are really reducing plastic waste from the environment. And this is something what is really, really important. You see, in life we need 3 things: wealth, health, and happiness. And we are working, this is something what I say, why I'm part of that. It's because basically I saw this here win-win-win combination. Okay. So basically, as I already said, we have team building bonuses. Of course, when somebody wants to decide to build a team, we have really nice bonuses. I always say the compensation plan is important. Don't understand me wrong. But it's not, you can have the best compensation plan. But if you don't have a good project, nothing will happen. And this is something very important. That doesn't mean we don't have a good compensation plan. We have very, very powerful compensation plan. But I always say we have so great project, and when you understand the project, you listen everything differently. And as I said, we have what I see really, really strong compensation plan. And this is something also what is also important. All purchases of supporters, basically, if you buy the product, let's say for 100 euros, this will be also 100 euros, you get also 100 FPTs. And this is something which is really, really good. That's why also a customer can be a supporter. Yes, very important is long-term earnings. All bonuses are matched with FPTs. I think I mentioned this so many times, but it's okay because it's important to understand. So no problem, you know. I'm blonde, so sometimes I need to say 3 times, you know, so that I remember myself, you know. Okay. So this is something what is also very important is next level tour. We have one very important tour. It's 15th of September in Bangkok, and also on 21 September in Budapest. In Bangkok are still few tickets left, and Budapest is already sold out. And this is something what I always say, what I see there are a lot of events also sold out. And this is the thing when people really understand the concept and want to be part of that, and they see a big chance in that. And this is incredible that we already sold out already 1 month ago. It was already sold out for Budapest. I always say like this, you know, when you want to be part of one project, you know, it's important to go in the event to really understand, to see a big picture. And what I can say in this very short time for this company, everything what it was promoting were delivering. And something is also very important, you know, as Lotta already mentioned, in few days we will have second plant. This plant cost $3 million. And can you imagine the young company? First, I always say we are promoting something what works for the 17 years. The second, the company already invested now twice $3 million for the plant. This is something really that company is doing what it's promising. And I always say when you are searching something for yourself, you know, really have to build something big, you know, for the small. If you have small goals, you can build whatever, you know, for a few €100 you can, if you put focus, you can gain. But if you really want to build something huge and something amazing, you need to have a powerful project. And as I said, a lot of projects came to me on the table, but something so powerful, I haven't seen it. Okay, so this is thank you for, basically, it's the worst of times, but it's the best time because we still have a chance. Or the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. We actually believed over 20 years, China was, let's say, taking our plastic waste. And as you already see how much they were resolving it. And this is something what we cannot anymore have closed eyes and say somebody else will take care of it. Each participant can do a lot. And yes, what we are doing, I always say like this, who buys the package here, he actually takes care for his own garbage. And this is something what I think everyone should do.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sanja. For me, you got like frozen many times, but I think it's my connection because I didn't see anyone writing about it. I heard you very clear. So thank you so much.
I was talking more slow today, so I
hope it was very good.
Well, we had few chats. Did you check the chats maybe so that we will answer if it's something?
No, there was only one question about the presentation. So just to make it clear, this is not the official presentation from the company. We are waiting for the official one. Some of the slides are from the official one, but we have not got the last one of it. So when that one is ready, it will be uploaded in our back office, so everyone can download it. And when that one is out in the back office, this will be the one that everyone of us will use. But until then, Sanja and me has used this one. So don't be confused when you download the official one and it's not looking exactly like this, but you will recognize it for sure. So we jump the break and we go into the news directly. I just want to say that if you are now a guest and you feel that you got so much information now, so you need to log out. That is totally fine. Thank you so much for your time. And as Sanja said, the most important thing now is I hope that you wrote down your questions, because this will be, in the end for you, it will be that you get answers to your questions. Because the business in itself and what we are doing is such an amazing thing that it's even a little bit hard for me still to understand that we can really make huge difference and make huge changes in the planet for us and for the rest of the people living here. But the most important thing is that you get your questions answered, and you had a lot of information today. Understand that you probably need to hear it one more time, and that is totally fine. So please ask the person that invited you, so you get your answers. Very important. Let's see, there was something coming up in the chat.
Thanks.
Thank you. We had also people inside from India, so thank you, Dr. KD, for being inside. And we move directly to the news. So if you want to stay, that is totally fine. So for the members now, I don't know if you was inside a call with the founder Staffan Liebeck yesterday, where he announced something that is even more amazing. I thought it was super amazing before, but maybe you have also heard that some people said, okay, yeah, it's great that you reduce the plastic, you take away the plastic from the planet, but to get it out as oil is still something that is not so very good for the environment. Even if our oil is 70%, contains 70% less of the sulfates and the bad stuff that regular oil contains, we still have 30% that actually pollute our environment. So the company has decided to join together with another company, Oxygen. We have also one of the top leaders from Oxygen inside this call, Jonas. So thank you, Jonas, for being inside this call. And this company, they work with reducing the CO2 poison in the air, but also to increase the oxygen by planting new trees, but also to save the forest. So what will be is actually that for each of the SEPCO fuel coming from the Cloud Horizon units, machines, magic boxes, there will be a double of the implement for the oxygen. So that means that even if 30% of our fuel will pollute, we will compensate that by planting more trees and also saving the forest that we have. But more information about this will be the 15th in Bangkok. The release about this will be the 15th. So right now, this is the information we have. But for sure, this will also take us one step, even one step closer to everything that has to do with the environment and to save the planet. Okay. For the promotion, you have probably seen this in your email. If you don't get the news email, check your back office what email you have inside your account. Because if that email is not the right one, put the right one so you will receive every week the newsletters. Because there is always a lot of good information and important information. Right now we have the hot summer promotions. And as Sanja had said many times, but it's good to repeat it, is that between Saturday, the 24th of August, and it ends Friday, the 6th of September, this Friday, this week, 23:59 p.m. GMT time, you will have 50% extra free promotional tokens received on all purchases, if you're a customer or if you are an independent associate that you work also with the network. Everything that you buy, you will receive 50% extra free promotional tokens. So that means 150% instead of 100%. The same thing is with the first Unilevel. If you are an influencer and you also share this important message with other people, you get rewarded by getting a commission for this. And you get it in cash and you get it in free promotional tokens, as Sanja said. And instead now of 12%, you will receive 18% when it comes to the free promotional tokens. And the same thing is for the commission Infinity Star bonus. So this bonus, you will also receive 50% extra free promotional tokens. But it ends this Friday. Okay. Then we have another promotion connected to the 2 events. In Bangkok, there will be an all-star cup. And this race will actually be with our fuel. So these racing cars, they will drive on fuel from the Polypetron Generation 5. And there is also a qualification for this. So for both Budapest and Bangkok, there is 2 special promotions. And that means that you, as an independent associate, as an influencer, you can calculate your 3 first levels, first, second, and third level, and the total business volume coming in. If you have 25,000 business volume between Saturday the 10th of August and Friday the 6th, you will take part in a special thing in Bangkok and in Budapest. For Bangkok, it will be this race, this go-kart race, or what we call it, and together with the corporate. And for Budapest, if you're going to Budapest and not to Bangkok, you are invited to a very specific special dinner in the famous Nobu restaurant. And if you Google Nobu, you will see that this restaurant, I think it costs 50 euros only to enter this restaurant without eating anything. It's a very, very nice restaurant. So the corporate will invite you for Nobu restaurant in Budapest, and in Bangkok, if you're going there, you will be part of the race with the Polypetron fuel. But it's important that you keep the volume within these days to be qualified. And as you can see here also, there is a calculation for how this PGV, personal group volume, will be calculated. And this you have also in the newsletter. Okay. Another hot update is, of course, as Sanja has said now, and I also mentioned it, that the second Polypetron is on the way for us. And it will probably be within the upcoming days. And this also means that it will come more oil, more fuel out, and the redemption rate for the Oriental Plus increases to 3 cents. So from start, we started 2 cents. Now with 2 units out, it's 3 cents. That means, of course, that for each free promotional token, when you divide it with 0.03 now instead, you get less free promotional Oriental Plus now. And in the same time, for the ones that have Oriental Plus, the redeem rate, and in the same time, the value is higher. Yes, no, that was the last thing. So actually it was what we had as the news. And let's see, there is something in the chat. Thank you from Mallorca. Yeah, great to have Mallorca inside also. Yeah, no, of course, there is always different kind of challenges maybe to take to be at an event. What Sanja meant is that if you can be there, it's always very, very good to participate in an event, because you get also another, sometimes it's not about what is said directly in the event. It can also be when you meet other people from the company, or also other members, when you're having a lunch or having a coffee, when you exchange chat with each other. This can also give so much. But especially these two events now will give out a lot of information for what is coming. So we all have our challenges sometimes, so no one will be put down because they are not there. This is, I always used to say that the events are like, what do you say in English, when you you have a knife and you want the wife to not the wife, the knife to get even more.
Don't scare them.
More strong. Then the event will give you this. So this is more about this. Okay. Super. And Alfred, yeah.
It's like this. They say that sometimes you can hear one sentence, and this one sentence will help you to boost your business much faster on totally another level, and makes you stronger. So it's also about the bigger picture. It's also about getting the right information, meeting the people who are building it, and of course with this you make yourself, more you see the facts, more you believe, actually makes you stronger, and as stronger you can get also stronger people in your team.
Of course, yes, of course. So okay, by that I say thank you to everyone inside this call. And yes, some of you asked for this PowerPoints, and that is fine. Just remember that there will soon be an official one, and then we need to use the official one, okay? So thank you very much to all of you for your time. Thank you so much, Sanja. And the next English presentation will be next Monday. We have once a week now because there is so many other Zooms going on, one-to-one people. So we said that once a week is enough for doing this one together with everyone. But then if you have people that don't speak English, but they speak Spanish, or they speak French, or they speak German, or they speak Italian, or Russian, Finnish. We also have presentation in these countries, in these languages. So just speak with your upline or your sponsor, and they will give you the times for these Zooms also. But thank you very much, and see you next Monday.
See you.
Bye.
Так что